जय श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद भगवान की जय, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। की बजय जय गोरा चांदे आरती कशोभा। की बजय जय गौरा चांदे आरती कशोभा। जानवीतट पाने जगमन लोभा। जानवीतट दक्षिणे निताई चाँद वामे गदाधर। वामे गदाधर दक्षिणे निताई चाँद वामे गदाधर। निकटे अद्वैत श्रीनिवास छत्रधार। निकटे अद्वैत श्रीनिवास छत्र बसियाछे गौरा चाँद रत्न सिंहासने। बसियाछे गौरा चाँद रत्न सिंहासन। आरती कोरे न ब्रह्मा आदिदेवगणे कोरे नर हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलाय। नर हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलाय। संजय मुकुंद वासु घोष आदि गाय। शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे करता मधुर मृदंग बाजे परम रसाल मधुर मृदंग शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल बहु कोटि चंद्र जिह्ने वदन उज्ज्वल बहु कोटि काल देशे पानमाला घोर जलमाला शिव सुख नारद प्रेम गद गद शिव सुख नारद प्रेम गद भक्ति विनोद देखे गौरर संपद गौरंगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरंगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरंगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशता जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jai Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radhe Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Sita Jaya Jaya Gaurang Nitai Jaya Gaurang Nitai Gaurang Nitai Jaya Gaurang Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru जय श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद भगवान की जय श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय
That's fine. Yep. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayin. Okay. Hiranya Kasipovakha. Hiranya Kasipovak Vashaka Sila Tanka Takalane Ito Nashimha Parato Nashimho Yato Yato Yamitato Nashimho Yato Yato Yamitato Bahe Nashimho Hadaye Nashimho Nashim Hamadim Nansaranam Pratpaye Tavakara Kamalavare Nahakam Abduta Shingam Dalita Hinyanya Kasipo Tanu Bringam Keshavadirta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisa Hare Jaya Jagadisa Hare Jaya Jagadisa Hare Tukadimshram Dalita Hilyanya Kasipu Tanu Bringam Kesavatirta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisa Hare Jaya Jagadisa Hare Jaya Jagadisa Hare Jaya Nashimhadeva Jaya Nishadeva Jaya Shrimhadeva Jaya Shrimhadev Shrimhadev Jaya Shrimhavadeva Jaya Shrimhadev Jaya Shrimhavadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya 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 Prahlad Maharaj Jai
true. I think it is really beautiful. You have wonderful voice and wonderful potency. And thank you. Yeah, very strong. Maybe we can just practice a little bit more. Okay. Because the morning time is serious, more serious.
Gotta get it right.
Yeah. We will be really trouble. We will be.
Are you sure? Maybe I should wait a bit longer then. So.
What's your name? What's your name? He's shy. You're like fine.
rég.
We wait, for your dad. Sorry. Well, we can wait another 5 minutes because they said we should start, 7:45. It's 20 to 8.
We're doing 7:11. It's falling apart? Okay, I'll give you another. Really? No, it's okay. I cannot see anybody. Haribo. Hare Krishna. Yeah, no. I didn't know if you wanted carton or madanga. Madanga, okay. I might go completely off beat. Okay. You sing.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Ramunatira Vanachari Ramunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radhe Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radhe Jaya Sita Ram, Lakshman Hanuman, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Haribo.
Thank you very much. More glories. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Okay, reading today from Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 7, verse 11. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Balam Balavatam Chaham. And open it. Very good. Okay, let's go word by word first. Balam, Balavatam, Chaham. Balam, Balavatam, Chaham. Kamaraga, Vivarjitam. Dharma, Viruddho, Bhuteshu. Kamosmi, Bharatar Sabha. Balam Balavatam Chaham. Kamaraga Vivarjitam. Dharma Viruddho Bhuteshu. Kamosmi Bharatar Sabha. Balam Balavatam Chaham. Kamaraga Vivarjitam. Dharma Viruddho Bhuteshu. Kamosmi Bharatar Sabha. Great. Now you read.
Balam Balavatam Chaham.
Balam Balavatam Chaham.
Kamaraga Vivarjitam.
Kamaraga Vivarjitam.
Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu.
Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu.
Kamosmi Bharatar Sabha.
Kamosmi Bharatar Sabha. Okay, you read. Read without microphone. No, read the Sanskrit first. Balam Balavatam Chaham. Kamaraga Vivarjitam. Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu. Kamosmi Bharatar Sabha. That was beautiful. And you didn't want to do that. You should have done it, in the first place. So beautiful you sang. Thank you. Okay. I'll do word by word and then you read the translation. Yeah? Balam, strength. Balavatam, of the strong. Cha, and. Aham, I am, sorry. You should repeat, sorry. Well, aham, I am. Kama, passion. Raga, and attachment. Vivarjitam, devoid of. Dharma aviruddha, not against religious principles. Bhuteshu, in all beings. Kama, sex life. Asmi, I am. Bharatar Sabha, O Lord of the Bharatas. Are you going to speak into the microphone? Yeah? So you read the translation. Just check. Is it on? Okay. Now you read the translation.
I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas. Arjuna.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Now I read and you repeat, please. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. Thank you. Purport. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, dharma, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakanvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostete Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shall we do those two verses? Adyeshyate chaya imam dharmeyam samvadam avayo jnana yagnena tenaham ishtahasyam iti me matihi. And I declare that he who studies the sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. Shradhavan anasuyascha shirnuyat apiyo nara sopi mukta subalokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. And And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. Well, I just read these two verses because when me and Rangini and Raka, we do discussion, we read these two verses, just glorifying even more the Bhagavad-Gita. Okay. So today's verse is, I read again, Bala. You give me the rhythm. Bala. How did you read it? Balam balavatam chaham, huh? Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamusmi bharatar sabha. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharata Arjuna. Okay, it's very, very short purport. So hopefully, we can really unpack every word, every sentence, and really, as Prabhupada always said, Prabhupada says in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, we could scrutinize as much as we can. Before we go into the verse, we just have a look to see what was happening before. Scrutinize, okay. What do you think? Prabhupada, I'll give you a clue. Prabhupada says in the very first verse, the purport, he tells us how we should read Bhagavad Gita. 1:1. He says, one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly. So what do you think it means? Attentively and carefully. What else? Well, definitely, if we want to read scrutinizingly, we have to read it attentively and carefully. Maybe Daddy could help us, Prabhu. Mm-hmm. Sentence. Okay, so you said scrutinizingly mean very detailed, very deep and detailed. Yes. When you want to scrutinize about something, you kind of want to find out more. It's not just in the surface. You say, oh, I want to find out more and more. So we can go very deep, detailed, not kind of scamming, it's not kind of, what's the word? So one every, word by word, sentence by sentence. So very detailed, very deep, and also adding to all these is also looking at it from different angles. So kind of spreading in this, more like that, and also deep, in all directions, going. So really, do you know archaeologists? Archaeology, those people who dig into the ground to find out things from the past, right? They really need to go very deep and also little by little, take away the soil and the dust and all to find out any tiny bits and put them all together and, find out, okay, 1,000 years ago, this object existed like that. So in this way, we kind of, they kind of scrutinize things from the ground. So in this way we go word by word, putting all together, trying to find out what Krishna is saying, what Prabhupada is saying. Yeah? Is that clear for you? What does the scrutinize mean? Right. Okay. Okay, first let's have a look what was happening before this verse. We are at chapter 7. Chapter 7 is titled, what is the title, Rangini? Of chapter 7. No, the title of the chapter. Yes, you can find it on top of each page. Knowledge of the Absolute. This is actually the beginning. Chapter 7 is the beginning of the second part of Bhagavad-Gita. The first 6 chapters, it starts by kind of we get the story and then introduction to the, it's a kind of gives us the ABC of the spiritual life. We're not this body, we're a spirit soul, and there is a supreme soul. And then talks about karma yoga and dhyana yoga, kind of gives us some indication of some practices and ways that we could connect with the Supreme Soul. Right? But then chapter 7 starts by knowledge of the Absolute. The Absolute is the Supreme Soul. Yes? So why is telling us that? Why did we need to know about the Absolute? Why do we need to have knowledge? Very nice. So if we want to you pick up that, now you're used to that. So tell us again, why do we need to know the Absolute?
So that we can love him.
Very good. So you're saying if you want to love him, we need to know about him. Yes? Makes sense, yeah? If we don't, we don't know, even in material world, if we want to have a relationship and have a especially loving relationship with someone, we need to get to know that person. Yeah? If we don't know the person, the likes and dislikes of that person, the character, the activities, anything that person does, then there is no connection, there is no relationship, and so we can love him. So it says in the beginning of the book, it's just a summary of chapter 7. In this chapter, we learn that Lord Krishna is the supreme truth, the supreme cause and the sustaining force of everything, both material and spiritual. Advanced souls surrender unto him in devotion, whereas impious souls divert their minds to other objects of worship. So surrendering is kind of, we learn from Bhagavad Gita that our nature, our dharma is to serve. And we can see in material world, all the activities we do, we are serving somebody. Yeah? We either serve our family, our boss, if you are working, our customers. And if there is nobody else, if you are so selfish that we're not, serving anybody else, we would be serving ourselves, our own senses. So, you want to say something? Huh? So, we have to serve somebody. So if we don't serve God, then we will be serving somebody else. Yes. So surrender is there. We either surrender to God or we surrender to some material.
A part and parcel of God.
Because we are part and parcel of God. Yeah. There is. Yes. Yes. Thank you. But we know. When we get to know the absolute truth, then, especially, beginning of this chapter is giving us the knowledge of the absolute truth. It helps us to surrender. It says here, I read that He is the cause of all causes, both material and spiritual. So it just makes sense to surrender to the person who is the cause of all causes, not an ordinary person. It just makes sense. So here, this chapter is giving us the knowledge, so we can know Him, we can surrender to Him, and as you said, Rangini, we can love Him. And since He, and then from verse 8, He starts telling us. He starts by telling us about how we can know Him. Well, he makes a declaration that, look, okay, we must get to know Him, but it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult to know Him. So why should we bother then? Huh? If it's so difficult, but he gives us a way that we can, especially by those yogas that we read before, karma yoga, dhyana yoga, that is very difficult. So what is his suggestion? Bhakti yoga is his suggestion. He says, so this next 6 chapters from 7 up to 12 is talking about Bhakti yoga, that how, the easy way of knowing Krishna and connecting with Krishna. But still, he starts from a very easy place. He starts by kind of helping us to see Him in the material world, in the matter, because He is the cause of all causes. So he says, okay, He's the cause of both material and spiritual. So let's start with the material before we get into the spiritual, right? So in the material world, if you bring verse 8, he says, O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. So he kind of brings us very down to earth. He said, well, look, even from when you drink water, you can still see me, you can still experience me. Prabhupada said it's the taste of water. There's nothing like the taste of water. Prabhupada says, no matter what kind of drinks you try to manufacture, you will never get the taste of water, the kind of taste that which really, really satisfies our thirst. So Krishna says, I am the taste of water. So next time we drink water, we can think of Krishna. Then he says, the light of the sun and the moon. The moon it gets its light from the sun, right? And then the sun, the sunlight is in fact Brahman. It's it's a reflection of Brahmajyoti. And in fact, any light in the material world is from Krishna. If it's not, we know that when the sun goes, everything gets dark, right? So in the same way, when there's no Krishna, there's darkness. It's darkness. So, but even we all depend on the light of the sun, but sun light depends on Krishna. The syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. Do you know what is Om? We start by Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah. I am the sound in ether and ability in man. I go through these verses quickly so we can come to verse 11. I am the original fragrance of the earth. All the smell and fragrance, they originate from earth. And the flowers, all the fragrance that flowers have, they take it from earth.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ask a question.
What about petrol?
What about?
Petrol.
Petrol. What, the smell of the petrol? Okay. Are you asking where does the smell of the petrol come?
I'm asking if he...
Okay. Well,
that also comes from earth, doesn't it?
yes.
And he says he's the fragrance of the earth.
Yes.
So is petrol included?
It must be. It must be. Like you said, the petrol comes from the earth. And I am the heat in fire, I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. And this continues with today's verse, I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. So you tell me, what is your understanding of this? I am the strength of the strong. Speak to it.
He gives Lord Krishna gives the strength to the strong people.
Okay, so you're saying that whatever strength people have, it's given by Krishna to them. Yes, exactly. So, what can we conclude from that? That we should. Mm-hmm.
Lord Krishna gave the strength to Arjuna to shoot.
Okay, so even the strength of Arjuna was from Krishna. Yes, and also maybe we could. Learn from that whatever we have, here is talking about strength, previous verses was talking about intelligence, whatever we have, we should remember that it's been given to us by Krishna. We don't become, too proud of that. And the way to show that we're not proud, Prabhupada says in the purport, he says, the strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Normally when people are strong, especially bodily strength, they kind of, they fight and become aggressive. That's how, if I don't have strength, then, I don't become aggressive, I know that, I'm not able to, defeat that person. But people who are very strong bodily, they are very aggressive and they tend to fight a lot. During the war, strength is needed, but here Prabhupada says that's the point. We should use our strength to help people, to protect them, like Arjuna did, like the real fighter should do, a real soldier should do to protect somebody who is weak, who is not strong. But if we use our strength to get what we want, to become aggressive and, push people around, like that, then we forget where our strength is coming from. We become proud. I have this, and I can get whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. So by remembering that whatever we have, the strength or intelligence or beauty, these are all the opulences that originally, Krishna has. Yeah, Krishna has 6 opulences. Yeah, do you know Krishna's opulences?
Srimati Radharani.
That's okay, just say I don't know. That's all right. Prabhu, do you want to say? Strength. Fame.
Renunciation. What else?
Beauty. Hare Krishna. Look at her.
10? 7, no? 11.
Yes, she's 11.
To secondary school.
She's homeschooled. She's homeschooled.
Very good.
But if she was
Raka is
temple schooling, but if
she's clever like Raka.
yes. Yeah. Okay. So what are Krishna has 6 opulences: strength, fame, renunciation, beauty, knowledge, and the last one. Yes, but love is not considered. What is love? It's not. Detachment is the same as renunciation. Yes. Okay. Knowledge, beauty, strength, fame, renunciation, and come on, help me. Majesty. Majesty is the same as fame, huh? These are the things which attracts people, right? If you see somebody famous, you're attracted automatically. Yeah. Rich, wealth. Yes, wealth. Yes. Somebody wealthy, you want to know that person. Somebody beautiful, you kind of look at the person, or you're attracted. That's, somebody famous, you're attracted. Even somebody who is renounced has all of these, but, kind of give them away. This is attractive. My God, wow, you want to get to know that person. So Krishna has all these opulences, but he has them all in full. And we, each of us has one or two or more of that, but all in tiny amount. So here is talking about the strength. Yes, I am the strength of the strong. So the strength originally comes, it is in Krishna, because it is one of his opulences. But he says, devoid of passion and desire. That's why Prabhupada in the purport, he says, we use, the strength of a person should be used to protect the weak, not personal aggression. Krishna is strong, he has full strength, but he said he's devoid of passion and desire. So he's using his strength for others. He's using his strength not to fulfill, his own desires. He's using it to help others. Right? So this is how, if any strength we have, this is, especially the people who are very strong, this is how they should apply this great opulence which originally comes from Krishna. Do you want to say something, Prabhu, about strength?
Yes, yeah. So, as you said that if you are strong, you shouldn't become proud, and then to remember that it comes from Krishna. And so, in other words, you can say that we shouldn't be egocentric, We should be
Egocentric.
Krishna-centric.
Oh, we should be Krishna-centric.
If you remember that our strength comes from Krishna, it's naturally, it means from Krishna, not from me. We naturally become God-centric, Krishna-centric,
Okay. So you're saying that the way to become humble and the way to use our strength correctly is to remember that it is coming from Krishna. So immediately we can put Krishna in the center, not ourselves. If we forget Krishna, then we become the center.
Yeah, it means that we don't have personal desire. The word personal desire means you use this your strength in service for Krishna, or Krishna's devotees, or
Right.
It's not from your own personal, desire, But,
Okay, you're saying being devoid of passion and desire means that we use our strength for devotees, for Krishna's service. Thank you. Thank you very much. So rather than having passion, we have compassion. Yes. Right. Okay. So, let me see. So for strength, we should not use it for our own enjoyment. We should use it for Krishna's service, to serve Krishna, to serve devotees, if there needs to be protection, to protect them, that. Okay, so let's continue. The second part, the verse says, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas. Okay, the verse, the Sanskrit says Dharma aviruddho, not against Dharma. And that, in a short, basically means marriage, right? Sex is allowed as long as it is within marriage. And Prabhupada further explains in the purport, similarly, sex life, according to religious principles, dharma should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. It's a very short purport, but I found this talking about this subject many places in Srimad Bhagavatam. Time and time, Prabhupada talks in different cantos, Canto 3, Canto 5, Canto 6, Canto 7, Canto 10, and he basically repeats the same thing. And the whole point is that it is having well, sexual desire is natural, but just because it is natural, it doesn't mean that we do it without regulation. And like anything else in life, eating is natural, right? Sleeping is natural, all of these. But it needs to be regulated. Otherwise, it is like animal life. If we eat whatever we like, whenever we like, wherever we like, sleeping and all that, then there is no difference with humans and animals. So in the same way, with sexual desire, it needs to be regulated. And that is why there are, there are certain ceremonies which, not only it has to be done in a certain time, in certain, situation, but it is advised in the Shastra that before conceiving, there needs to be ceremonies. After the child is born, during pregnancy needs to be ceremonies. After the child is born, needs to be ceremonies. This is all called samsaras, yes. And the first one for conceiving is called Garbodana Samsaras. Which is, Garba means womb, and so it is a kind of a receiving pregnancy. And Prabhupada encourages that a lot. There are certain rituals needs to be done, but I think Prabhupada kind of, made it easier. He said that 50 rounds for husband and wife to chant before conception, and this is 50 before the union of the husband and wife. Yeah. Before they want to make a baby, right? Before the husband and wife want to make a baby, then it's very important the intention and the thoughts, of the two people. So for any activity, in fact, this is not, for any activity, when the intention is there, then the better result we get. So that also applies for conception. Conception means producing a baby. And this is according to Shastra. Shastra, do you know the meaning of Shastra? Do you know what is Shastra? You hear that word a lot, yeah? You say, according to Shastra this, according to Shastra that, huh?
Krishna's words.
Krishna's words, yes. Yeah, Prabhu, do you want, yeah? Whatever Krishna says is Shastra, huh? Prabhu, do you want to say what is Shastra?
No exact meaning, but it's like scriptures, you know.
Yeah. It's translated into scriptures, the holy books. But the actual meaning of Shastra, it comes from the word Shastatu. Shastatu means controlling, ruling. And then it also, another word derived from it, Shasana, which means when the government rules, somehow they say Shasana. And so, so it's all related to kind of controlling and ruling. So this actual word of Shastra means weapon. Is that interesting? So you need a weapon to control, to rule, you know. Okay, you may use different types of ruling, but you kind of need some instrument to rule. The Kshatriya's instrument is, gun and, things like that, but for they also even nowadays they call about the writers are kind of they call them, what is it word, pen, like a weapon, to Shastra, the word Shastra means weapon, but it is mainly for ruling and regulation. So Shastra gives us religious principles. Shastra gives us tells us how we regulate our life. Right? We learn from the Shastra, from very smallest thing, how to get up, how, what to do in the morning, what to do, later in life, in order to have a regulated life, even for one day, we need to regulate our day, and also the whole life needs to be regulated. How to eat, how to cook, how to sleep, how. And